Hey fellow VOD dwellers, it's Angry Tartar, and this time we are trying to figure out what's the best unarmed weapon, or otherwise fist weapon. I have a section with my weapons that are all unarmed weapons that are available. If I miss any, I apologize, but I hope those are all. I have 8 different weapons. The thing that I need to mention, for the bare arm, at this moment I do not have a puncturing mode, then it will be slightly stronger. But even with puncturing mode, if you watch Captain Noob's video, he already did a video about this weapon with puncturing mode, then it's still weaker than Power Fist or Deathclaw Gauntlet. Then it will be in about the same spot, and I make a mistake when I was naming the weapons. Death Tambu actually should be number 5, not number 6, but I will keep it like that because I did the damage table for them and I was checking them in this order. Then I will not mix it now as I will make mistakes. Then Death Tambu should be 1 spot higher and Knuckles should be 1 spot lower, based on the numbers that you can see in here from the Pip-Boy. But now we'll test what is the actual combat efficiency of those weapons. And I will heal and I will keep my health high as I want to go with a full health, therefore I'm losing a little bit of the damage. But in the same time, I want to be consistent and difference more visible. As you can see, Mole Miner 4 hits, almost done in 3 hits. Then let's swap the weapon for large Deathclaw Gauntlet. This is 1, 2, 3, and about the same as you can see. It's a little bit less damage actually, because at this moment I'm getting benefits of armor penetration from puncturing mode on Power Fist. And this weapon is surprisingly effective. I was surprised how good this one is. I was expecting that Miner Gauntlet will be much lower, but I will show you exact numbers that I have in a second after we finish this first phase of testing, basically in combat. At least this bare arm look cool. I do not have the best mode, but I have the best looking mode. This is very effective weapon, and actually the headshot and stuff like that, it's usually, even if it pop up in damage numbers, it's not actually applying. Let's Stimpack before I start hitting him. Even if it's sometimes, as you can see, yellow numbers, but I'm doing actually the same damage if I hit him exactly in the torso. And Death Tambu, the one that's actually stronger. So you can see a little bit better performance. By the way, if you think about swing speed of those weapons, I checked it and all of them have exactly same swing speed. Then there is no difference in this regard. So you can see those weapons are getting weaker, and I have a Meathook to test, but for that I need to go inside. And here what you should know about the Meathook. This weapon actually, if used unarmed without so-called double dipping, it's the weakest unarmed weapon of all of them. And Meathook is only famous of one reason. This weapon can be used with gladiator perks. You can use not only Iron Fist with it, but as well you can use gladiator perks. And if you will use all 3 max out gladiator perks and Iron Fist perk, what will basically almost cover all your strength, but those 4 perk cards for damage, Iron Fist and all gladiator perks, you will actually get higher damage than Power Fist. This is most likely not intentional, as this weapon is unarmed. Some people call it both, it's not both, it's benefit from both perk cards, but as you cannot use it in power armor, it means that this weapon is unarmed. If this will be both, then you will be able to use it in power armor. It's an armed weapon. Yeah, I think I should tell you as well a couple words of perks I'm using here and why. And basically I have Martial Artist, I have a lot of defensive perks, I have Iron Fist, but in the same moment I'm not using Rads that can increase my strength. I'm using only defensive perks in here, I'm using only defensive perks in here, as well in intelligence, only defensive stuff, and durability and quality of life stuff. No perks like a Bloody Mess that could increase my damage, because I intentionally wanted to show a difference between those weapons. And basically if you go for full unarmed blooded build, every single one of those weapons will basically one hit almost everything, with maybe exception of Scorch Beast. But if you are fully spec and if you use some buffs, then even Scorch Beast will be one hit with any of unarmed weapons. And I do not have mutations for those weapons, therefore it will be even stronger. Like, as you can see, I do not have mutation for unarmed weapons, and I do not have mutation for melee weapons. And that's important to know, because if I will have mutation for melee weapons and unarmed weapons, those damage will go even higher. And on the side note, last time I said that Ricochet does not work without power armor. It is actually working. I think it was just bug on my side that once I used it and it wasn't working and I wasn't checking any further, but some of you messaged me that it's working, and it's actually working. I'm trying it now and it's working without power armor, then it can be used. Now I will quickly as well demonstrate the top weapons with a little bit less health on those super mutants. The same build, I just drop health to get some bonuses from unyielding, and therefore you can see that from the strength itself I'm doing a lot of extra damage. Let's swap a little bit for Deathclaw Gauntlet, and I need to clear those super mutant. That was a power attack and counted like one hit. If I will power attack with this weapon, you can see it's doing crazy damage as well. One more power attack, almost one hit. And if I will swap to Minor Gauntlet, power attack, one hit. You can see it's crazy. The Minor Gauntlet is not really weaker than other weapons. You can see in practice, without power attack, it's like 3 hits. This is crazy weapon. All those 3 weapons are crazy powerful. And I have 1 super mutant left. Let's hit him with Power Fist for a change. Where is he? Take this power attack. Oh, I missed. Almost one hit. Now into the exact damage of all those weapons and what the difference. I made this graph. I mean, I didn't exactly make this graph. Those are health bars of mole miners, and you can see here exactly how much each weapon is doing damage-wise. All of those, as you can see, Puncturing Power Fist is the best because it took the most amount of HP from one hit. And worth to mention here that armor penetration that is clearly visible in this example, if you will go into a very high damage area, if I will start doing like unarmed builds are normally doing around 1k damage, then this benefits or armor penetration will totally disappear, because how damage calculation works, if single hit damage is much higher than enemy resistance, then it's 100% damage. 0 damage is stopped by armor, and therefore armor penetration will stop giving any benefits, because it will be 100% damage for everyone. And in that case, large Deathclaw Gauntlet will be the same as Puncturing Power Fists, and Bladed Minor Gauntlet can actually have a little bit of an advantage. As you can see, even though the stated in Pip-Boy damage are slightly lower, there is a bleed effect. And this bleed effect can actually, like 1 tick of health is what taken by bleed effect. But apart from that, you can see that those 3 weapons are very close. But Bladed Minor Gauntlet, I will say that Bladed Minor Gauntlet is seriously underrated. Is about as good as, if not better than, other unarmed weapons. Then we have Bear Arm. I have only heavy mode, otherwise it will be slightly better, but it will be still weaker than a 3 above. Then it will be still number 4 like it is in here. Then I make a mistake and Spike Knuckles should be number 6 and Death Tumble should be number 5, and it clearly is like that. Then we have Boxing Glove, and the worst one, we have the Meathook. Without double dipping with other perks, it's actually the worst weapon you can go for. And the best weapons are those 3, almost the same. And I will seriously consider using more Blooded Minor Gauntlet because it's badass look. And now we are here next to this turret because I want to show you how it looks if you consider stealth with unarmed weapons and what's the noise level. So you can see the bracket. If I start swinging this fist, I'm getting closer to being detected. And let's go each weapon. Deathclaw Gauntlet, you can see there is movement as well. Mole Minor Gauntlet, I'm swinging it about the same movement and do a both. Heavy Bear Arm, I'm swinging it. about the same as to above. Spike knuckles, it's better. So you can see spike knuckles. If you want to go for stealth, spike knuckles are more silent than top 4 weapons. Then we have Death Tumble, and that's a surprise. Death Tumble, for whatever reason, is silent. It's much more silent than Deathclaw Gauntlet and other weapons you will think should be silent. But no, Death Tumble is silent. Then we have Spike Gloves, is silent as well. Then we have Meathook. That's one of its advantages. It's silent. You can see the Meathook is silent as other weapons. Then we have medium noise from Power Fist, Large Deathclaw Gauntlet, Bladed Minor Gauntlet, and Heavy Bear Arm. And then the weakest weapons, the lowest 4, are silent. Then you have this option. If you're struggling with getting detected, just go for Spiking Boxing Glove and you will be perfectly fine. This is silent, and if you are a proper unarmed build, you will still one-hit all common mobs. And Boxing Glove is cool. And that being said, by doing this research, I was actually positively surprised how good Maul Minor Gauntlet actually is. I was seriously surprised, and then when I was testing the noise of those weapons, I was surprised again how Death Tumble is actually silent and Deathclaw Gauntlet is much louder. That's another surprise. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments section if you ever tried unarmed and what was your favorite weapon. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching, and see you guys in the next one.